Tonight's edition of Newswatch 18, we bring you continuing coverage of the post-election 2012.
The Cyclones look to beat the Texas Longhorns in Austin for the second straight time. Dani Rondeau will have more in sports.
And one ISU researcher tries to find a cause for childhood obesity. You're watching Newswatch 18.
This is Newswatch 18. Newswatch 18 starts now.
Welcome back to Thursday, November 8th edition of Newswatch 18. I'm Emily Unkrich.
And I'm Giovanna Hajon. First, we turn to meteorologist Nathan Gogo to bring you a sneak peek at this weekend's weather. What's it looking like, Nathan?
The weekend looks pretty nice, although we have a pretty active weekend out there for this weekend. Saturday looks really nice, where temperatures might sneak up into the 70s. We haven't had that for a while. And the football game forecast looks pretty nice. We have a kickoff at 11 a.m. Temperatures are going to be right around 80 degrees. That's at in Austin, Texas, at Royal Texas Memorial Stadium. We're going to get not quite that warm, but pretty warm. We'll have more on that later in the show.
On Tuesday night, ISU TV sent reporters to the party rallies in Des Moines and around Ames. Maria Lizignoli and Alyssa Wise show you the Democrats in Fort Des Moines.
The atmosphere was very positive at the Iowa Democratic Party rally in Des Moines, Iowa, as the crowd awaited to hear if President Barack Obama would be re-elected another term. Iowa Democratic Party Chair Sue Dvorsky believes that President Obama's personal connection with Iowans will help drive his election.
But I can tell you that if Iowa wins tonight for President Obama, so will Ohio, so will Wisconsin, so will Michigan, because we are looking at the same kinds of issues, organized the same way, and that's why I think it matters so much.
Economics have been a major point of contention in this year's election, as it has been a key point in all three presidential debates. Iowa State University alumni Senator Tom Harkin explains how Obama has made an impact on the Iowan economy.
I think the reason that Barack Obama is carrying Iowa is because our economy is in pretty good shape. He's been great for agriculture. Our ag economy is great. Good exports policies from the Obama administration.
The atmosphere here at the Iowa Democratic Party rally is wild as we just listened to Tom Harkin's victory speech of the re-election of President Barack Obama.
The crowd chants 4 more years as Senator Tom Harkin gives his victory speech.
I tell you, as I traveled around the state, I saw all these wonderful young people out there working day and night, rain, shine, weekend, Sunday.
Reporting from Hotel Fort Des Moines at the IDP rally with Alyssa Weiss, I'm Maria Lizignoli for ISU TV.
Iowa Republicans had a night of both highs and lows on Tuesday. In Des Moines, ISU TV's Christy Amaya and Kate Tyndall were with party leaders and delegates.
Cautious optimism. Those words described Iowa Republicans on election night. And nowhere was this feeling more obvious than at the Republican Party of Iowa rally held at Embassy Suites in Des Moines. Just down the street from the Capitol building, delegates, supporters, and official party representatives gathered to watch the race, hoping Mitt Romney's plans for economic recovery would pull him ahead in Iowa.
He has a lot of business experience, and I think right now our country really needs, a leader who has that private sector experience to help put Americans back to work.
Swing states like Iowa were closely watched by rally participants late into the election night.
Along with states like Virginia and Florida and Ohio, I think we'll be deciding who the next president of the United States will be.
Now, there's still a few more states outstanding, so we haven't thrown in the towel quite yet. But there's a lot of work for Republicans to do.
With the election drawing so close, Republicans are left to wonder who will win the race. They'll have to wait until the morning. Though Mitt Romney failed to win the general election, Republicans were able to celebrate the victories of Iowa Republicans Steve King and Tom Latham, both re-elected to the House of Representatives. However, as party leaders agreed, election night proved to be a long one.
I'm hopeful that it can happen, but it's very close, and we'll have to see as the returns come in.
Reporting from the Republican Party of Iowa rally in Des Moines with Kate Tyndall, this is Chrissy Amaya for ISU TV.
The city of Ames also had its share of election events. The ISU TV news team brings you more from the Democratic Party events here in Ames.
The Democratic events held in Ames on election night unfold with both victory and loss. The Democratic event at the Gateway Hotel for congressional candidate Kristi Vilsack is filled with mixed emotions as news of her loss to Steve King are confirmed. But as CNN reports show Obama winning key swing states, Democrats hold optimism for a possible presidential victory.
Lots of issues that I really appreciated the president on because I felt he was standing there for the people.
With resounding applause, the crowd celebrates CNN's projection of President Barack Obama winning a second four-year term.
If I was about 10 years younger, I would flip down this hallway for you. I think it's a turning point in American history.
At the maintenance shop in the Memorial Union, relief was the word used to describe what most members of the ISU College Democrats felt after President Obama was projected to win a second term. President of the College Democrats Abhishek Vamure and the club member Nayajik Dang talk about how months of effort lead up to this moment.
The epitome of happiness and joy and just fulfillment of an effort where people have been working for months.
People who genuinely wanted Obama to win went out and gave their time and effort to this campaign, and I think that's what it reflects, and I think that's why he won.
Group members say this win affirms the power of grassroots politics as well as the strength of this president's vision and message. Although the Democratic supporters are pleased with the outcome, there remains mixed feelings concerning the next 4 years.
Am I totally happy with Obama? No. But given the options, I'm very, very happy.
This is Scott Strela with Emily Unkridge and Giovanna Hashom reporting for ISU TV.
The Story County and ISU College Republicans held parties across Ames, as well as ISU TV's Ben Theobald and Catherine Kuckelman have the story.
On election night, the Story County Republicans held their victory party at Wallaby's Bar and Grill in Ames. As supporters waited for the results, candidates swung by the Bar and Grill to get to know their potential constituents and thank them for their support.
So, thank you all for coming here tonight. Have a little fun. I'll keep it brief. And let's get some wins tonight, alright? Yeah!
The ISU College of Republicans held their election event on campus at Physics Hall. The announcement of President Barack Obama being elected for a second term was met with disappointment by the Republicans.
I think we're going to see continued rising unemployment. Definitely not going to see any budget management. The president hasn't passed a budget, hasn't signed a budget for over 1,000 days.
The Republicans are hoping that on legislation, Congress will stand their ground with President Barack Obama.
I think unless in 2 years the Senate is taken by the Republicans, we're going to see continued lack of bipartisanship. And frankly, speaking as a Republican who just lost speaking from a party that just lost the White House, I hope our representatives in the House of Representatives in Washington stick to their guns.
Reporting for ISU TV with Catherine Kuckelman, I'm Ben Theobald.
Childhood obesity is a growing problem in the United States. One ISU researcher wanted to know why. Xuan Zhan shows you more.
There has been a lot of work done over the last 10 years on interest as people establish that what people eat has health effects. And the problems today are a little different from problems earlier, that rising rates of obesity are coming about because our food supply is very abundant and people are making choices in part determined by the convenience, by the manufacturers meeting what people want, but we have health problems associated with what people are eating. When I was on the Institute of Medicine committee that evaluated possible changes and made recommendations on changes for the school meals program, with the problem of obesity, it ended up that most meals had too much fat, had more calories than students needed, and didn't have the variety of foods, particularly fruits and vegetables, that were consistent with the current and newer dietary guidelines. The First Lady has brought a lot of attention to this, to the problem of obesity, and particularly focused on children. it comes about in both in what the food choices are and school meals, but also in physical activity. So I think it's important to recognize both components.
So, Dani, another big weekend of Cyclone Sports.
That's right, Emily, and I'll have all the previews for these upcoming matches after this break. This is Newswatch 18. Welcome back to Newswatch 18. I'm Dani Rondeau with your Cyclone Sports update. Paul Rhodes and the Iowa State football team take on number 19 Texas on the road this Saturday at noon. The player to watch on offense for the Cyclones this week will be Steele Jantz. The Longhorns are ranked 88th nationally in pass defense, and Jantz threw for 381 yards and 5 touchdowns against Baylor. On defense, linebacker A.J. Klein and Jeremiah George will have to take on even more responsibility after Jake Knott's season-ending injury 2 weeks ago. Klein is now the team leader in tackles with 73. When these two teams met last season at Jack Trice Stadium, the Cyclones were blown out 37-14. The most consistent unit for Iowa State this season has been the defense. Iowa State has held opposing teams to just under 22 points per game and are ranked 29th nationally. Every team that has faced the Cyclones this season has finished with fewer points than its scoring average. The Cyclones will need to play their best football on Saturday in order to get past the Longhorns. Kickoff is at 11 a.m. in Austin. The Iowa State men's basketball team tips off the regular season tomorrow at Hilton Coliseum. The Cyclones blew out Minnesota State in their only exhibition game last week. But Iowa State head coach Fred Hoiberg says the team needs to rebound better and eliminate careless turnovers heading into Friday's game against Southern.
We've talked to a lot of people, and Southern I think is the consensus on winning that league this year. It's a team that won it last year, Mississippi Valley State, that we obviously struggled very much with. So I expect a great challenge. Those guards are really, really good. They're, one of them scores the heck out of it, and that point guard's extremely solid and really pressures defensively. And they've got some transfers in that we've done some research on. Their starting center is 6'9", 250, and he's skilled. So it's going to be a very good opening test for us. It's something we got to come out and get off to a great start because I know they're going to bring it. They're well coached and they play hard.
The Cyclones will be without senior guard and top defender Chris Babb, who is suspended for the next 2 games for violating team rules. Senior Tyrus McGee started in place of Babb against Minnesota State and is expected to start tomorrow as well. McGee led the Cyclones in scoring with 16 points on 4 3-pointers. Corey Lucius, Will Clybourne, Melvin Adjem, and Anthony Booker are the other projected starters against Southern. Tomorrow's game tips off at 7 p.m. at Hilton Coliseum. The Clones are back in action at home on Monday against Alabama A&M. The 15-7 Cyclones volleyball team will look for their 6th straight win on Saturday in Norman as they face off against the 18-8 Oklahoma Sooners. This is a crucial road match for the Iowa State as Oklahoma sits right behind the Cyclones in the Big 12 standings. A win would give Iowa State a tie for second in the conference. Libero Kristen Hahn was named Big 12 Defensive Player of the Week for the 6th time this season, averaging about 6 digs per set in ISU's sweep of Texas Tech last weekend. Hahn is 1 award shy of the Big 12 season record. Iowa State needs top-ranking offensive duo Allison Landwehr and Victoria Hurt to show up big on Saturday to keep the team's winning streak alive. Landwehr is averaging about 12 assists per set and Hurt about 4 points per set. Saturday's match against the Cyclones and Sooners begins at noon. That's all I have for sports. So Nathan, I hear we have some good weather coming up this weekend.
We do, Dani, but we also have some, bad weather coming up this weekend too. We have a pretty active pattern coming for us this weekend, so stay tuned. I'll have more on that after the break. Welcome back to Newswatch. We had a pretty nice day out there, plentiful sunshine. Today we hit a high of 60 degrees, a low of 30, and we're right about normal for this time of year, and it's going to be about the same tomorrow as it was today. 44 degrees right now, clear skies out there, humidity is not too bad, and we are going to continue with clear skies until tomorrow as we have some chance for some clouds again tomorrow. So current temps out there, 44 here in Ames, 45 in Ankeny, 52 in Des Moines, and 50 up in Fort Dodge. Looking across the whole state of Iowa, we have about the same, 45 in Davenport, 46 in Waterloo, and 43 up in Mason City. Pretty nice, pretty seasonal for this time of year. Winds right now out of the southeast and continuing out of the south for the next couple days, going to allow us to get warmer and a little more moist available moisture available for some storms later on Saturday night into Sunday. So tonight's lows only down to 40 here in Ames, 37 in Waterloo. That's about normal for this time of year, about 40, upper 30s. And tomorrow's highs 61 in Ames, 65 in Des Moines, pretty nice, seasonal again. And we're going to get even warmer on Saturday when we have winds howling out of the south. They're going to allow a lot of heat to build into the area. Clouds and radar show we are under clear skies across the entire state right now. And clouds are going to start increasing tomorrow, but really a nice night and a nice night for your Friday night and Saturday. FutureCast shows high pressure dominating the area right now. That's going to slide east. Tomorrow, we're going to see some clouds start to build in throughout the day, and even by tomorrow night, we have a slight chance for some rain, spotty at best, really not a washout, not going to ruin your Friday night plans or anything, but definitely something to watch. Our main chance for some rain will be Saturday night into Sunday morning when we have this front building out west that's going to move into our area by about Saturday night, 6 p.m. We're going to stay dry, but clouds are going to build in again Saturday night, and really some good chances for rain, a decent amount, and we really need the rain after such a dry summer, but definitely keep that in mind after a warm Saturday. Bring those umbrellas out for your Saturday night plans. 38 tonight, partly cloudy, seasonal temperatures again, southeast winds. And tomorrow we're going to see 60 degrees. Clouds are going to increase. It's going to be sunny in the morning, but again, throughout the afternoon, clouds are going to build and maybe a slight sprinkle tomorrow night. It's going to be late though, and really not a washout or anything. So Friday, 59, 72 warming up for Saturday. Clouds are going to build into Saturday night, into Monday, and look at this drop, 25 degrees from Saturday to Sunday, and then Monday, 38, not getting to 40 degrees. And look at those lows drop off into the teens by Monday night. So it's going to be chilly out there. Back to you guys.
Iowa State University will be honoring 2 former students killed in action during World War II. Alan James Ewald left Iowa State during his sophomore year to enlist in the Army Air Corps. He saw service in Africa and Italy with the 99th Bomb Group, where he attained to the rank of second lieutenant. Ewald was shot down over Italy in 1943. Donald Bierboer left the Iowa State in the winter of 1942 to enlist in the Army Air Corps. He served as a fighter pilot in the European theater, attaining the honor of Triple Ace in 1944. He was shot down over France while participating in a raid in German airfields. Both soldiers will be honored in the ceremony in the Gold Star Hall of the Memorial Union on Monday, November 12th. That's all I have for you tonight edition of Newswatch 18.
Be sure to tune in on Tuesday night at 8 for your Cyclone Sports news and weather.